Border Patrol agents are tasked with guarding our country from illegal activity and providing aid to those in need. Their top priority is keeping terrorists and their weapons from entering the United States, while at the same time welcoming legitimate travelers. Border Patrol officers and agents prevent illegal immigration, human trafficking, narcotics smuggling, and other illegal goods from entering the United States. In fact, over the past several months, thousands of pounds of illegal drugs have been seized by Border Control agents. These drugs include cocaine, heroin, meth, and fentanyl. Thousands of pounds of marijuana were also seized. It is still illegal on the federal level to possess marijuana, but that could be changing pretty soon. Border Patrol agents also apprehend gang members. In 2020, 363 gang members were apprehended, even with the pandemic going on. Meanwhile, in 2019, 976 gang members were apprehended, so there was a 30% drop in gang-related apprehensions during the pandemic. Border Patrol agents also respond to sensor alarms, they interpret tracks and markings, and they communicate with people trying to illegally come to this country. The roles of Border Patrol agents have changed over time. The Border Patrol was actually established in 1924 under the Calvin Coolidge administration. It's kind of weird to think about now, but initially the Border Patrol was actually placed under the Department of Labor. Two actions actually led to the formation of the Border Patrol in 1924. The Prohibition of alcohol in the 1920s and the Immigration Act of 1924. Border Patrol agents during Prohibition were tasked with stopping the sale, distribution, and production of alcohol. Back then, they were paid $1,680 per year, and they were given a badge and a revolver to uphold the law. Until 1933, Border Patrol agents apprehended bootleggers and smugglers until Prohibition ended. Prohibition lasted for about 13 years, and then magically in 1934, it was okay to sell and produce alcohol once again. The Immigration Act of 1924 was the second reason that the Border Patrol was formed. Before 1924, there was actually no numerical limit on immigration to the United States. In some years, millions of people would flow through Ellis Island, and this is during a period of time when the U.S. population wasn't that big. The Immigration Act of 1924 severely limited the number of immigrants from certain countries based off race, ethnicity, and nationality. This act prevented vast amounts of Italians, Jews, people in Eastern Europe, and Asians from entering and immigrating to the United States. And even during World War II, this act prevented people from fleeing the war and coming to America. But even after the 1924 Illegal Immigration Act occurred, people were still interested in coming into the United States and immigrating to the United States either legally or illegally. And thus the Border Patrol was established. The Immigration Act of 1924 ended in 1965, a full 41 years later, and the U.S. no longer limits immigrants based off of race, nationality, and ethnicity. The next big change to the Border Patrol occurred after 9/11. The Border Patrol was placed under the Department of Homeland Security, and since 2003, the number of Border Patrol agents has more than doubled. In the aftermath of 9/11, America became much more concerned with securing its borders. Today, in 2021, to become a Border Patrol agent, there are several requirements. You must be a U.S. citizen, have a valid driver's license, been in the U.S. for about 3 to 5 years, be able to carry a firearm, be younger than 40, and be willing to travel. The application process includes a lengthy background investigation, and it also includes a polygraph. Physical requirements include you can't be colorblind, you need good vision, and you have to be able to do a certain amount of sit-ups, push-ups, and steps in a certain amount of time. As for compensation, Border Patrol agents do pretty well. There are 4 levels of career progression. Compensation includes base salary, overtime pay, and locality pay. There's over a month of annual leave per year, retirement benefits, and health and life insurance. Border Patrol officers usually start at GS7 and can potentially go to the executive level. Up to the journeyman level, promotions are almost automatic, but to get beyond the journeyman level, you must compete with others. All federal government base salaries are based on the 2021 GS scale. A starting base salary would be around $42,000 per year for a Border Patrol officer. But keep in mind, pay can be boosted through overtime, locality pay, and cash awards. Locality pay is dependent on where in the country you live and how high the cost of living is in that given area. But one of the cool things about this occupation is that there is a clear progression going from A to B to C to D. And as promotions occur, base salary increases, which also means you get more and more money from overtime. And the base salaries can increase quite a bit. A GS 15 makes on average over $110,000 a year just as a base salary before any overtime. Border Patrol agents are federal government employees, so they're entitled to the same benefits such as a pension. Unfortunately, there are some cons with this job. According to an internal government report, the U.S. Border Patrol officers die by suicide 30% more than other law enforcement professionals. People aren't entirely sure why, but being a Border Patrol officer isn't an easy job. With any law enforcement role, you have to enforce the law even if you don't agree with it. Many Border Patrol officers didn't agree with Prohibition in the 20s and then preventing immigration from certain countries and ethnicities from 1924 to 1965. But as a Border Patrol officer, your role is to uphold the law. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out my video, The 10 Deadliest Jobs in America. You might be surprised by the top 10 list. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.